Picture this. It's 3 a.m., your pager is screaming, and your application is just grinding to an absolute halt. You definitely don't have time to guess, right? Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a completely empty, dark Grafana UI and, from scratch, methodically building the ultimate support shift command center in under 8 minutes. Look, when a critical system metric suddenly goes off the rails, you need an incredibly efficient way to pinpoint the issue before your users even feel the impact. So let's walk through exactly how we construct that crucial visibility.
Our mantra for today's build is super simple. One dashboard to rule your entire support shift. Seriously, instead of frantically scanning through miles of dense log files, or even worse, toggling between a dozen disjointed tools while the clock is ticking, we're creating a single, unified view. It's all about filtering out the noise and zooming in strictly on what actually matters during a high-pressure incident.
Let's be real, we all know that terrible sinking feeling of blindly digging through logs during a major outage. I mean, alerts without proper context? They're really just noise. If you're getting woken up in the middle of the night, chaotic log digging is literally the absolute last thing you want to be doing. But by setting up a streamlined dashboard, we're able to pull metrics, logs, and traces together into one cohesive story. A story that points you right to the root cause, completely leaving that chaotic log digging in the past.
Okay, let's get our ingredients ready. We're going to use Grafana Play and snap the built-in test data DB right into our empty canvas. And honestly, the best part about this, you don't even need to spin up your own infrastructure to follow along. Grafana Play is just this fantastic sandbox, and the test data source gives us a full hierarchical metric tree that we can start querying instantly. So we're literally starting entirely from a blank slate.
So, from this empty state, we need to add our first visualization to answer the single most important question you can ask: what is happening right now? To do that, we're going to select the stat panel. You know, in an emergency, cognitive load is totally your enemy. The stat panel is brilliant because it's specifically designed to just show one massive, prominent value. It completely cuts through the noise to give you that instant situational awareness.
Bam! 42 errors. The ultimate answer to life, the universe, and, well, right now, the immediate health of your system. You don't have to sit there interpreting some crazy complex chart or decoding raw JSON strings. You just instantly know exactly where things stand. It's basically the ultimate at-a-glance pulse check for your shift.
But of course, a single number kind of only tells half the story, right? Context is absolutely everything in incident response. We really need to know, is this error count just a temporary little blip, or are we looking at an escalating crisis? Like, is 42 errors a massive sudden spike from 0, or is the system actually calming down from, say, 500? We need to see the trajectory.
So, to get that much-needed context, we drop in a time series panel right next to our stat. Time series visualizations are basically the gold standard for watching data fluctuate over time. And instantly, boom, the pattern reveals itself. This is an escalating trend. We're no longer just staring at a static number. We're actually watching a developing situation unfold in real time. It's pretty satisfying to see.
Okay, quick pro tip time here, and this is absolutely crucial. Inside the query editor, you always want to use the $_rate_interval variable. Look, if you've ever dealt with those frustrating Swiss cheese graphs, the ones full of annoying gaps when you're using rate functions with Prometheus, well, fixed intervals were probably the culprit. This dynamic variable fixes that. It automatically scales to at least 4 times your scrape interval, pretty much guaranteeing your time series is perfectly accurate and reliable, with 0 headaches.
All right, so we have the what and we have the when. But now we really need to know exactly what is breaking under the hood. Our on-call engineer needs actionable specifics, not just trends. Like, which microservice is actually failing? What's the specific error code? So we need to add a third panel to act as our diagnostic lens to really localize the issue.
By snapping in a table panel, we can neatly list out the top 5 most recent error messages, which really rounds out our core layout. The table structure is just absolutely perfect for this kind of log data. Right at the top, we get a crystal clear timestamp, the exact service name, and the error code. It immediately points a massive, undeniable finger straight at the payment service, showing it throwing a critical 500 error. Gotcha!
But we can make this data even more actionable using field overrides. By configuring a quick rule that automatically colors those 500-level errors bright red, we're basically hacking human psychology. It draws the engineer's eye exactly where it needs to go instantly. When you're in a full-blown crisis, having that critical data pop in bright red literally shaves precious seconds off your response time.
So, the build is complete. We've got our high-level stats, our historical context, and those granular diagnostic logs. Now, Let's do a little taste test. Let's put you right in the driver's seat. It's time to simulate a real-world, high-stakes support shift and see if this setup actually delivers on reducing that mean time to resolution during a live incident. Imagine our engineer just brewing their coffee, starting their shift. They open this single Grafana dashboard, use the variable editor to toggle over to the production environment, and whoa! Instantly, the whole thing springs to life. The stat panel is flashing a crazy high error count, the time series reveals this massive escalating spike, and right below it, that color-coded table is shining bright red, isolating the payment service. The crazy part? They didn't have to run a single manual query. The dashboard just did all the heavy diagnostic lifting for them, automatically. It's honestly so satisfying to step back and reflect on this transformation. I mean, in just a few minutes, we went from a totally blank, dark screen with literally zero visibility to a fully armed, unified monitoring station. This isn't just some random collection of charts thrown together. It's a carefully structured, super easily digestible workflow. It's completely designed to empower whoever happens to be holding the pager that day.
You now have the exact blueprint to take complex, multi-source telemetry data and turn it into these beautiful, highly actionable insights. The methodical power of Grafana panels is literally right at your fingertips, which really leaves us with just one final, exciting question. Now that you have the ultimate command center, what critical system visibility are you going to build from nothing next? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go out there and build something great.